Welcome to another narrative battle report in the underhive of the planet Necromunda. Today we play a custom scenario that tells the story of Death Maiden Protein. Tell me in the comments how you like this video editing style, since I am still finding my own style and I am experimenting a lot. We all know House Escher, the fierce ladies only gang with their flamboyant appearance and their expertise in chemicals. But to most of the population of Necromunda, the most terrifying fighters of the Escher gangs are a great mystery: the Death Maidens. It is whispered that these deadly foes are the most honored Escher fighters that found an honorable death in battle, but were brought back by the pharmaceutical wonders of the Escher clan chemists. The Escher gang, called the Toxic Roses, were fighting a battle with some Saar skirmishers lately. The enemy fell back quite quickly, which was kind of suspicious. Chemists of the Toxic Roses found out quickly that some bodies were missing. An entourage of the Mercator Pallidus were accompanying the Saar foe and stole bodies of honored dead before they could receive their last rites and ascend to Death Maidens. It is well known that the Mercator Pallidus, also known as the Corpse Guild, needs bodies. They need bodies to recycle them into their proteins, from which they produce widely used food. But this can't and mustn't happen to the honored sisters of House Escher. They are to be fighting again for the living and for the glory of House Escher. They must be retrieved. Let's see what today's battlefield looks like. The boxes are from Tenfold Dungeon. Some of the terrain is official Games Workshop terrain, but most is scratch built by myself. The Toxic Roses will attack this protein recycling facility. The facility will be protected by a force of Saar and their associates of the Corpse Guild, the Mercator Pallidus Entourage. 3 objective markers can be found on the battlefield. These represent piles of corpses, where the Escher clan chemist can search for the Escher bodies and perform the last rites. The gang then receives a Death Maiden that joins the fight. The Toxic Roses will try to sneak into the facility before the alarm is raised. But first, let's see the gangs attending the battle. The Toxic Roses come to battle with 4 sisters. 3 of them are armed with las guns, and 1 bears 2 pistols. The needle pistol's toxin gains the traits Concentrated and Exploding because of the clan chemist accompanying the gang. The queen that leads the Toxic Roses is armed with a combi bolter and needler and a shockwave. The toxin of the needler is also empowered by the clan chemist. The clan chemist is the only one of the attackers that has the knowledge to perform the last rites. So she won't be fighting that much, but rather seek the dead Escher fighters and perform their last rites with a basic action. She is the VIP of the scenario. The 3 Death Maidens are not in the starting group of the Toxic Roses. They can be brought into the game by the clan chemist if she successfully finds their bodies and performs their last rites. The Toxic Roses have a rating of 1355 credits, including all 3 Death Maidens, and bring the 2 gang tactics, Mistress of Death and Predatory Peer, into battle. The Saar gang brings 2 techs into the fight. One is armed with a las carbine and one with 2 las sub carbines. Next up, two Augmech champions. One with a giant rat cannon with suspensors and one with a sub-carbine, a shield and most importantly a cyber arachnid pet. Allied with the gang is a Mercator Pallidus Entourage. The leader of the whole group is the female Pale Consort. Most importantly, she has the Overseer skill. The Bone Scrivener is another champion. And the most obvious guys here are the two Corpse Grinders. These heavy hitters dissect bodies for a living, and if one is still breathing, that really doesn't matter to them. The Van Saar Mercator Pallidus Association has a rating of 1505 credits and brings the gang tactic Medical Intervention to the brawl. Now let's go to the table and have a look at the deployment. The Toxic Roses deploy the whole gang except the Death Maidens in this corner. They are the attacker and use the sneak attack rules until the alarm is raised. Van Saar / Mercator Pallidus deploy 4 sentries that are currently unaware of the incoming attackers. These are in different places on the battlefield attending their duties. In turn 1, the defenders go first. Tarkus, the sentry on the tower, leans over the railing and shouts, "Yo boss! Boss!" Nyx Nova takes the lead and sneaks up the stairs. The Augmech Stratos Vex heard someone calling him and investigates. Trix Phoenix follows her sister up the stairs. Stratos Vex moves towards his tech on the tower and shouts back, "What is it, Tarkus?" The chemist Luna Mist is escorted by the sisters and follows along. "Tarkus, man, what's up with you?" shouts Stratos Vex since he didn't get an answer. As rear cover, the last sister, Blaze Viper, climbs the stairs.
"I don't know, boss. It's just boring up here." "Oh, shut up, Tarkus, and do your job like everyone else."
Stratos Vex yells and moves back. Echo and her queen climb up the ladder. They relinquish stealth to gain a height advantage.
"Stupid sentry job." "Yo, boss! There's some Escher scum. I think we're being attacked."
And with the raised alarm, the first turn ends. Reacting to the sound of the alarm, Voltan and his ally Fargo Quint show up as reinforcement of the defenders. The defenders go first, again in the second round.
"I see you, intruder."
Tarkus mumbles as he aims and shoots at Electra Nightshade. Nyx Nova leaves her cover and shoots at Stratos Vex. His armor deflects the shots though. In an attempt to flank the Eschers, Fargo Quint moves and jumps down behind the pipes. With him, Voltan does the same, hoping to get his rat cannon into a good firing position. Echo aims and returns the fire to Tarkus, but fails to deal any physical damage.
You! Get over there!
Rhea Talon shouts as she orders Warwick to advance. Luna Mist manages to reach a pile of bodies. She finds one of the honored dead of her clan and performs the last rites. Siren awakens through pharmaceutical and chemical reactions and joins the fight. Very little impressed by the gunfire, Stratos Vex stands up and advances further. In an attempt to protect the clan chemist, Trix Phoenix advances in the direction of the enemy Ogmech. Coming from a jog to a full run, Warwick advances even further, seeking to fight the Escher attackers. Blaze Viper also wants to cut off the enemies from flanking from their right and enforces her sister's side of the battlefield. Electra Nightshade stands up and shoots her needler onto the approaching corpse grinder. The toxic needle bores into Warwick's flesh, dispensing the toxin into his bloodstream. The newly awakened Siren howls her rage into the darkness of the Underhive and sprints towards Warwick, the corpse grinder. Eager to avenge her abduction, she shoots her needle pistol at him. The toxin takes its toll, even stronger this time, injuring Warwick seriously. After all the actions, the Saar and Mercator Pallidus alliance tests their will to defend against such a surprising attack. But they stand strongly, defending their protein recycling factory. Warwick recovers from his injury but suffers another flesh wound. And with that, the second turn ends. Having heard the alarm, also Riker and Ivar have come to reinforce the defense of their facility. Once more, the defenders have priority. The Toxic Roses play their gang tactics card, Predatory Peer. The Escher have brought a Peer Cat to the fight that sneaks around the battlefield unseen. This turn, every activated fighter that is isolated from other fighters must check if the Predatory Cat attacks them. Fargo Quinn leaves the cover of the pipe in the direction of the newly ascended Death Maiden. Voltan sees the perfect opportunity. He moves himself into position and fires his rat cannon into the assembled enemies across the dome. With satisfaction, he observes the Escher with the pink hair getting seriously injured. The chemist suffers only a flesh wound but gets broken because of her injured sister. The crazed Death Maiden shoots her needle pistol at Warwick. The toxins in the needle overcome his body. He bloats rapidly and bursts into pieces in a toxic gas cloud. The Eschers immediately play the gang tactic card Mistress of Death. Tarkus's attempt to shoot at the Escher chemist gets interrupted by the luring predator in the shadow. As the beast leaps at him, he needs to drive it away and can't shoot because of that. The chemist's will to fight is broken, and so she just crawls for cover. The spidery pet of Stratos Vex wants to charge Blaze Viper but doesn't quite reach her. Stratos Vex himself approaches Blaze Viper and shoots at her with critical success. He wounds her very badly. The neighboring sister stays cool at this side. The Queen Electra Nightshade wants to shoot at the Bone Scrivener in the distance, but is slightly out of range. The shot goes out into the blue. At least she can stay near Luna Mist to encourage her to stay fighting. To hopefully get rid of that tech sentry on the tower, Echo jogs in range and lobs a choke grenade on top of the tower. The toxic gas cloud delivers a flesh wound. Before the Pale Consort Rhea Talon can issue further orders, she gets mauled by the predatory Pearcat. It jumps out of the shadows, rips her apart and drags her remains into the shadows. Trix Phoenix overcomes her arachnophobia and charges the cyber arachnid. With her poison-soaked stiletto knife, she strikes down that ugly spider creature and stomps it down until it doesn't move anymore. The freshly arrived Riker is eager to join battle and advances forward. The seriously injured Blaze Viper manages only a weak crawl. Accompanying Riker, also Ivar the second corpse grinder is hungering for battle and is taking eager strides towards it. Nyx Nova 2 manages only a weak crawl, since she was injured by the red cannon. The awakened Death Maiden goes to work as her kind does. After the successful kill, she approaches the not very threatening Bone Scrivener, ready to take him down too. While Nyx Nova stays seriously injured, Blaze Viper manages to shrug off the injury. Also, Luna Mist gets convinced to keep on fighting and is not broken anymore. Both Eschers and Defenders stay cool in the face of their losses and injuries. None of them will fall back. and thus the third round ends. For this turn the Toxic Roses have priority and can go first. Siren takes the initiative and continues with her aggression. She charges Fargo Quint, the Bone Scrivener. Her toxins overpower him quickly and he leaves this world in a gaseous explosion. The toxic gases don't seem to have an effect on Siren, the Mistress of Death. Seeing his dear pet taken out of action, Stratos Vex charges Trix Phoenix. But the physically weak Saar is not able to wound his enemy. To his luck, the Escher sister also seems to go out of steam. Her counter-attack misses too. Trix Phoenix tries in her activation to strike the Saar champion down. But it is quite a silly fight there, since neither her nor her opponent seem to be able to hit each other. Voltan tries to replicate his good shot from before. He quickly repositions himself and tries to shoot at Electra Nightshade, the Escher Queen. But he misses his shot and hits Nyx Nova and Blaze Viper instead. The radiation of the red page weapon deals both a flesh wound. The Queen tries again to hit the heavy weapon champion, this time from nearer. She leaps down and shoots, but fails to wound Voltan. But at least he falls down the ledge from avoiding the shot. Echo also falls down from her platform after Tarkus stood up and shot at her. But at least her flak armor prevents damage dealt. Blaze Viper tries to get this annoying rifleman out of the game, but her shot fails to wound Tarkus. The newly arrived Riker hears the sounds of battle as he nears the fighting scene. The injured Escher sister crawls weakly. Ivar, the second corpse grinder, follows Riker, anticipating battle. The newly found Courage provides Luna Mist with the strength to stand up and move into battle once more. Echo accompanies her clan chemist to protect her on her mission. Nyx Nova recovers from her injury. In the end phase of turn 4, neither gang bottles out, having enough courage and battle lust left to keep on going. And with that, the fourth turn ends. In turn 5, the Escher gang again has priority. The one and for now only Death Maiden lives up to her name as Mistress of Death. Siren charges Voltan and catches him critically. Like his brethren before him, he goes out in a toxic gas cloud. But this time the defenders get revenge from the grave, as this gas cloud takes Siren with her as well. Hoping to soon be of use in battle, Riker moves along. The newly recovered Necromunda stands up and repositions herself. Ivar too itches, as he feels the fighting happening around the corners. The embarrassing fight between Trix Phoenix and Stratus Vex comes to an end as the sister finally hits with her poisoned blade, able to injure her opponent and delivering the coup de grace. Tarkus shoots at the unarmored victim that is the Escher clan chemist. He injures her badly, but the surrounding Escher keep their cool. The queen tries to bring Tarkus to his end too, but her aimed shot only manages to deliver a flesh wound. This sentry proves to be quite tenacious. The chemist Luna Mist is of vital importance to the mission of recovering the Death Maiden bodies, and so Echo as well as Blaze Viper move near to Luna to assist her in her injury while she herself stays where she is. Despite all the assistance of her sisters, Luna Mist's injuries seem to be quite serious and nothing of short term. In the 5th end phase, the Escher gang finally fail the bottle test. The morale starts to crack and is brittle, but Electra Nightshade manages to inspire some more vigor in her subjects and keeps them on the battlefield. For now. And again, the toxic roses take the initiative to go first. In a desperate attempt of opening this gate to provide line of sight for her Escher comrades, Trix Phoenix descends with the lift and moves to the gate's terminal, knowing full well that this action is of the all or nothing sorts. Unfortunately, she is not able to open the gate. Riker around the corner smells his opportunity and rushes around the corner to shoot at Trix. He fails to wound her though. Electra takes care of the line of sight herself, repositions and takes fire at Riker. The tech praises his armor as it saves him from the worst. The particularly stubborn Tarkus stands up again and shoots Blaze Viper. Her armor doesn't hold up and she dies of the 3rd flesh wound. Everybody else stays cool. Necromunda aims her intended death shot at Tarkus. He goes down seriously injured, but is still breathing. What a bullet sponge he is. Ivar tries to charge Trix Phoenix, but can't sprint far enough. He yells out his disappointment. Echo sees her opportunity and moves to gain sight on Ivar. Her shot fails to deal serious damage though. The seriously injured Luna Mist stays where she is. In the end of round 6, various things happen. Luna Mist succumbs to her injuries. The Escher Queen keeps her gang together again, chanting inspirational war hymns at her surrounding sisters. In contrary, the Mercator Pallidus and their allies break apart. The losses break their spirit and they bottle out, resulting in Tarkus and Ivar fleeing the battlefield. The remaining Saar and Mercator Pallidus forces see no more way to win and give up the fight. They surrender. The Toxic Roses win this fight. This was certainly a very hard and gritty fight. Both gangs lost their will to fight. The Escher merely staying because of the Queen's excellent leadership capabilities. The Toxic Roses can bring back their honored dead to prepare them for their last rites. They destroy the protein recycler to prevent the abduction of to-be Death Maidens in the future. I sure hope this doesn't influence the food availability in this sector too much. I really got into editing a lot during this battle report. Please let me know in the comments what you think of it. If you liked it, I would be happy if you left a like or subscribe. Thanks for watching and we will see each other again in the next video.